with up. What's up, everybody? All right, it is Sunday, August. I keep saying August again. I told you on the previous video. It is April 14th, or April 16th, Sunday afternoon here. I'm at the JCT Mothership Terminal in Sapulpa, Oklahoma right now. We're making a delivery in Ochalata, Oklahoma tomorrow morning at the Walmart DC. I don't plan to vlog that one again, so because I've been there recently, and like I mentioned in previous recent videos, I got other content I'd like to get posted for you guys. So this one's going to be about the Colton Circus, as I call it. The last video I posted was the Ralph's and Compton Circus, as you might have hopefully seen. That was a little bit on the longer side, 40-minute long video, but it's right around the same neighborhood as what my videos tend to take anyway. 30-40 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe 45. This one should hopefully be a lot shorter. I'm going to try to just kind of play all the content through and then just record over, kind of voice over as the content that is already saved to a clip plays. The clip that I'm going to show you is about a little over 7.5 minutes long, so should hopefully be no more than maybe about 10-15 minute long video if all goes well. All right. So yeah, this is just going to kind of show you some of the stuff that went on a somewhat recent visit to the Walmart DC in Colton, California. It was one of the videos I did not actually vlog. So there's one where I think I should have vlogged it because, several things that were kind of worth noting or showing, whatever. Again, trying to give you guys insight for those of you guys who are newer to the industry, just kind of want to get ideas on, so you're not making so many rookie moves right off the bat or something, or maybe even if you're not a rookie, you might get some ideas on what pisses off other truckers that you can learn from or something, or whatever. Okay, so that's kind of what the focus of this is going to be. If there's any entertainment to be had from it, okay, great. Really just kind of spotlighting the highlights of that particular pickup, though, all things considered. So, all right, let's get to the content. Alright guys, this first clip's going to be a driver in front of me. Take a look at how wide he makes his turn. This is evidence he might not be a very experienced driver, and he also might not be familiar with this area as well. See how much wider he made that turn than I did? I was considerably closer to the curb than he was, and my tandem still cleared the curb very easily. Alright, there's a reason why we don't want to make the turns the way that he did. And the reason why is because if you leave that much room on the right side, in between the right side of your truck and trailer and the curb, there's enough room for a four-wheeler to fit between you and the curb. Assume that a four-wheeler can and will get into that gap and possibly cause a right turn accident. Alright, so try to avoid doing that. But it helps to really know, scout ahead too. Alright, this next clip, we're on our way to go check in. Now you see a lot of trucks here. These two guys were getting ready to dock in, but they were both outside their trucks opening their doors as I drove up. And Sierra England, I wasn't sure if he was getting ready to check in over here at the Sam's Club office to get his to check in for his load, or if he's just waiting for what turned out to be a JCT driver here. Now the trainer gets out, so I don't know. I think he's trying to help. Now watch over here. Dude, what the fuck you doing? Stop! What are you doing? We're all trying to get by. This guy's trying to back into a door. What are you trying to do? Fucking moron. JCT, if you got it on, don't you just back up and reset your sight side setup. Don't blindside if you don't need to. What are you doing? Alright, so I want to explain a little bit more on that part of the, that what happened there on that docking or attempted dock-in. Sadly, it was another JCT driver who did that. He actually made the same mistake that, or at least from what I could tell, same mistake that a co-driver I had when I was a rookie made, that led to him having a backing accident. I think I've talked about the co-driver's backing mishap a couple times before. The co-driver's situation, he was dropping me off at the backside of the building at the Pilot in Belmont, Arizona. That's along I-40, just a little bit west of Flagstaff, for those of you guys who don't know. Then he was going to go park in one of the east-facing spots, 2 spots over from the Catskill. He sets up for this. Now, I'm inside the building when this is going on, but I figured it out eventually after I get back in, because he wasn't, even though I spent a good 10 minutes inside the building before I came back out, he still wasn't parked yet, and I knew this guy wasn't that bad a backer. So, I mean, well, definitely not that good, but he was definitely not the worst I'd seen. He knew how to get into safe spots safely, at least. And maybe maneuvering the truck too, but to an extent. Anyway, that particular backing, he made this same mistake. I think what happened with this JCT driver is he was trying to dock into door 119. To get the office, the Sam's Club office, as you might have seen, the very first door after the Sam's Club office is 118. And then 119 will be the vacant door that appeared to be, or the door that appeared to be vacant that JCT was trying to get into. He might have seen that there was a gap between a couple of trailers across the lane that he could possibly use to set up a straight back setup into his door. Same mistake exactly that my co-driver made. He tried to, the spot straight across the lane from the spot that he wanted was vacant. The 2 adjacent spots were occupied. He tried to squeeze the tractor into that gap there and figured he could pull in far enough where he could just straight back, nose into that spot and then just straight back into the spot that was behind it. Didn't work out that way though. In fact, he ended up having a backing accident, and I've talked about keeping your windows down when you're backing. This guy had a backing, the co-driver of mine, he had a backing accident. He ended up hitting the passenger side of the guy who was parked right next to the Catskill. Kind of ripped up the right side of the right lower fender thing, and busted up the guy's headlight housing, whatever you want to call it. The headlight worked fine, but the glass cover thing, that got busted up. That was all the damage done to his truck, but it was damage that could have been avoided. And in that particular case, the co-driver was just trying to get, once he got the tractor clear of the trailer or the truck that was to the left of him, started steering right. Now it's making the trailer do something different than what it was doing when he was on his way into that spot. Instead of rotating more hard to the right, going forward, now while going hard right and backward on the trail, or hard left and backward, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Hard right, something along that line. Anyway, when he steered right because he was going to turn it into a sight side, He took out all the off track that the tractor and trailer had, and now the trailer started rolling forward and rolling more straight instead of rotating like it was. There was a driver right there trying to walk to her truck when all this was going on. She tried to yell at him to stop because she saw him getting ready to hit the other truck. Couldn't hear her. He had his window up, so he couldn't hear her, and had he had his window down like he should have, he would have heard her more than likely, and also known, it was a painful lesson learned. Don't try to nose into a spot to set up a straight back to the spot across the lane from it, all right? That's what JCT did. At first, I couldn't even see that it was a JCT driver. I could see it was a JCT trailer, but even then, at the start, I don't think I could even tell it was a JCT trailer. But then even if it is a JCT trailer, there's no telling if it's a JCT tractor hooked up to it or it's a contractor pulling a JCT trailer. We have a lot of both. And in fact, on that first clip where the guy making the wide right turn, you can see a contractor hooked up to one of our trailers parked on the street. So take that a lesson, guys. Don't try to set up a straight back by squeezing in between two other spots. Pretty good chance it's not going to work. Your tandems have to line up perfectly with that spot, and it's a tight fit. Even me just trying to pull through into this spot that I'm parked in right now, that was a bit of a challenge, and I had to actually back up and reset myself just so I could even get into this spot. I will be having that posted on probably on my Facebook page. Probably won't have it here on my channel. So if you follow me on Facebook, I do tend to post everything publicly on Facebook. We'll probably go ahead and post that footage on there. All right, whatever the case, don't try to get all fancy. Don't force yourself into a blindside situation like he did. Also, if you don't need to, just do a standard side side setup there if you're in those kind of situations. I know it's tempting, but just don't make that mistake, please. All right, this footage here, you're going to start with this guy getting ready to back into a dock door. You're going to find out that he's definitely a newer driver. I'm going to be commenting on stuff. I'm already out here opening my doors, by the way, out of the way. Later on, you're going to see another, I think it was a Kennesaw driver, get in a Mexican standoff with me. Clearing that thing way too much. Dude, where are you putting that trailer? Holy shit, man. You can't see your fucking tandems are in the adjacent lane? What good are you doing back there? Fucking knucklehead. And back and with your windows up too, wow. On the 147. Go further. Go block somewhere else. Fucking park in front of the goddamn dock doors, fucking moron. Go back into one of the drop spots if you're gonna be doing that shit. You don't need to be parking in front of the dock doors. that's the last clip of this video here. That last section there, that driver who's backing in first made a lot of very common rookie mistakes there. Not really getting a really good hand-eye coordination, I guess is what it is. I'm not trying to make him look bad or make fun of him and all that. It's everybody who's new to trucking is going to do this kind of thing, and he had a guy spotting for him and kind of helping him, I guess. But again, I talked in that last video, if you're going to spot, don't do it from the back of the trailer, please. That is if you watch that last video I posted about the Compton Circus, you'll see 2 examples in there why spotting from the back of the trailer is not the place to be. But yeah, this guy, that guy was not paying enough attention to where his tandems were at, and he was letting the trailer over rotate. To me, it was like, hey, your tandems aren't even in your spot yet. They're still kind of in the guy on the side spot. So, and then you can clearly see that the trailer still was rotating very heavily. So, like, what are you doing? Stop moving. Quit going backward. You're never going to make it. Just go forward, because obviously there's something wrong with your setup there. All right. So there was that, and then you had the Kennesaw driver. He kind of had that Mexican standoff situation there with me, facing at me blindside. He was actually just sitting there. When he got back in his truck, he was actually just sitting there staring at me like he was expecting me to move. I'm like, I'm not moving for anything. You're not going to make me drag my tandems off into the middle of the frickin' lane, especially when it's a tight lane like that, to set up my backing. Why the hell would you set up blindside for those doors anyway? Like, go down the lane and go turn around. And now, even when he did turn around, he ended up going down the road, down the lane, and getting turned around. And next thing I know, after I'm already docked in, he ends up setting up his whole entire tractor and trailer all the way next to the drop trailers across the lane. I'm like, who the hell sets up their backings like that? It's a strange way to do things. It's not smart either, because you leave that big a gap behind to the left of you. Yeah, people are going to think that you're there to park and not to actually do a backing. And so trucks that are wanting to dock out or drive through are going to probably try to go right by you while you're supposedly getting ready to back up. So I recommend not doing that kind of a backing setup there. All right, try to go across the lane as much as you can and block the lane with your truck and trailer, and then just go straight into backing up. Definitely get the doors open before you block the lane too, if at all possible. Also, on my backing, now that was one of those cases where I might have been okay on that first backing. I was a bit concerned about hitting the prime drop trailer that was on my blind side, though. I think I could tell that I was not perfectly centered inside my lane, but there's a pretty good amount of space there in that lane. But yeah, I saw I was further off to the blind side of my lane than I wanted to be, and the angle that I was seeing the trailer at relative to the spot of the door or whatever, I think I had a concern about it too. So both those factors combined to make me a little bit worried that I could have been possibly in a position to hit the prime trailer. Maybe I was okay, but the only way I would have known that is had I gotten out and looked, because I couldn't see over there, and I could have been in a really good position, but since I didn't get out and look, I have no idea. But my normal practice is, if I have reason to question it at all, then there's probably something I could be doing differently. And that's why I ended up just doing a forward correction, so I get myself backing up where I'm closer to the sight side guy instead, and leave no doubt that I'm not going to hit the prime trailer. So either of those work. I have to advocate going, but in all practicality and in the interest of efficiency, most drivers will not goal if they don't need to. And that was one of those where, yeah, I might not have had to reset at all had I goaled and found out that I was okay, or just go ahead and reset and get in there closer in, and then with the trailer at a more straight angle to the spot. Now, speaking of that, with that first attempt to get in there, you saw me tell Sierra England to get out of the way. All right, that is not the place to be hanging out. And you hear me cussing him out. I think he was playing with his GPS or phone or something like that. There's something like up on his windshield area. It kind of looked like he was just maybe trip planning. I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he was just screwballing around. I think he was actually just trying to plan something. But if you're going to do that, don't do that in front of the dock doors. Go right down the lane where there are 4 rows of drop trailers right there. You can go right in the middle section where the trailers back up against each other. And that drop rows over there, that's rows F and G. Go park over there. You're not in front of any dock doors. There's plenty of room. Actually, even though if you are in front of dock doors, actually about the high 160s, the 170 dock door range. But there's plenty of room there. So even if someone does need to dock in or dock out right there in that area, there's still plenty of room for them to do it. You're out of everybody's way. And the first time this guy moved forward, you saw he stopped like he thought he was far enough out of my way so I could do my setup. You saw I didn't like where he was at. And go back and watch that again. See where the back of his trailer was when he stopped to think and thinking that he was far enough away, and then compare that to where the front of my tractor actually did end up at the end of my setup. He was very clearly, when you look at that detail, that the back of his trailer was definitely in my way still, even after he had pulled forward and stopped. So that's why I ended up getting back out of the den and kind of waving it like, get the fuck out of here, What are you thinking? Go do that shit somewhere else, not in front of a dock door. All right, yeah, because that's kind of a tighter lane. Not super tight, but definitely on the tighter side. That's not the place to be hanging out. Yeah, you're not even supposed to be hanging out there in front, like parking in one of those spots and hanging out there. Trucks can't get in and out of their spots if you're doing that. All right, that said, that's going to wrap this one up. This should be a much shorter video. I think just barely over 20 minutes, I think, or something like that. So, all right, hope you guys got some little bit of entertainment, enjoyment, maybe some education, who knows, out of that video. So, just a reminder, I'll be delivering in Ochalata at the Walmart DC tomorrow morning. And I'll be coming right back here to the terminal after I'm done so I can get my 100,000 mile scheduled maintenance done on my tractor. And my number 2 axle, that basically the front drive axle, the differential is leaking again after it had already leaked, and I already came here and got it repaired once. It's doing it again, so I don't want to see that diff take a complete dump on me and put me in the shop for a longer time and have a costly repair. So I'm going to try to get it worked on again here, especially since it's still under warranty. All right, don't know what I'll be doing after that, so as long as it's not a Tyson pickup in Waldron, Arkansas, I expect that you probably will see a pickup vlog from me probably after this one. I don't know. We'll see how long the the maintenance work takes on the tractor this time around. So I kind of anticipate doing a pickup vlog after this one here, though. Okay, so that's all that said. Before I go, I will say there are some comments on some of my recent videos. I'm gonna go ahead and address those on the pickup vlog or whatever video I do next. All right, mainly pertain to like live streaming and I think it was something else. Can't remember. JG Golf, I think you had asked something. I can't remember if it was you who asked about the live streaming, and someone else had another question of some sort. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I'll address you guys' questions on the next video. All right. Yeah, you all have a great day. Thanks for hanging out, watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.